Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I'd take you through my current productivity desk setup, everything on it, everything around it, and also how it all works together to make this corner of my place a nice productive place for me to get stuff done. Bearing in mind that my whole desk setup has been done completely from scratch over the past 4 months. When I moved to Canada, I moved here with literally 2 suitcases full of stuff, and I bought all my furniture. So I've kind of designed my space intentionally to do what I need it to do. If you're new here, my name's Cameron Gibson, and on this channel I talk about how to get stuff done, productivity, motivation, mindset, and magic, and a whole bunch of other things. So if that sounds like your bag, do consider hitting that big red subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Alright, let's start off with my furniture. So to start with, we have my desk itself. Now the desk that I have is a FlexiSpot electric height adjustable standing desk. Now I know there's loads of standing desks on the market. A lot of them have programmable height settings, but I didn't feel like I needed this. It wasn't worth the extra money, so mine is just the basic up-down switch, and I think it is amazing. Having the option to turn your desk from a sitting desk to a standing desk makes a massive difference throughout the day if you need to just stand up out of your seat to give yourself an extra burst of energy. At first, when I saw loads of people starting to jump on the trend of standing desks, I thought it was really just all about hype. But now that I have one, I really can say that it is amazing. Let me know in the comments if you've ever thought about getting a standing desk, or if you've used one before, or what you think about them. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you like the option of being able to sit or stand like I have here? I'm interested to know your thoughts on this. The other piece of furniture here is of course my desk chair. Now I have no idea what this desk chair is. I literally picked it up again secondhand online. It cost me about $60 and it's great. It does the job. I spend hours in it at a time and it's super comfortable. Now moving on to my hardware. The only piece of tech I have on my desk at all times is my laptop, which is a 2019 13-inch MacBook Pro. Now I spent a bit of extra money on this when I upgraded my laptop in 2019 and I really spec'd it up. So it has 8 gigabytes of RAM and also 500 gigabytes of solid state storage. That's like a tongue twister. Solid state storage. Solid state storage. Now yes, I do use my laptop for the usual stuff like online shopping, surfing the web, and just writing up notes, but I also edit videos on it. I do a little bit of work on Photoshop and Lightroom and things, so that higher spec model really for me in the long term is definitely worth the extra money. Now I have thought about getting an external monitor for my laptop, but I've chosen not to do this on purpose. And the reason is simply I really love just doing work on my laptop. I like the way it feels. I like being able to just close it, grab it, and go, and not have to worry about plugging things in and unplugging things. And the other reason is that I actually have to move my furniture around a lot at the moment for doing my virtual online magic shows. So having the monitor mounted to my standing desk would actually be a big hassle for me. Now for lighting on my desk, I only have 2 things. I have a IKEA Ranarp desk light. This was like 40 bucks. It's amazing. It fits the aesthetic of my room and I absolutely love it. And with that, as well as all the lights inside my house, is a Sengled smart bulb. These are very much like the Philips Hues, but a little bit cheaper, but they do the exact same thing. The ones I have in here actually you don't even need a hub for. They connect directly to your router, and it means I can set atmospheres and moods depending how I'm feeling, depending on the time of day, etc. On my desk lamp I also have this phone mount, which is actually originally for a microphone stand for like open mic nights and things like that. I've had this for years, but in the past year I found it super useful because of the number of video calls we tend to do now and FaceTimes. Being able to just click my phone into that and not have to hold it and be able to have my hands free during a conversation is really useful for me. Other than that, I have my lightning bolt neon sign, which I absolutely love. I got that from a company here in Canada called High Neon, who I would highly recommend if you want any LED neon done. It looks great. You can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the way that it moves and it flashes if you want to. And I think it really just adds a touch of character to my desk area. On the wall in front of my desk, I have this IKEA memo board. It's called the Sozdala, and I love the way this looks as well. I bought a bunch of clips for it. The problem is I've only lived here for a few months, so I don't have a huge amount of stuff to clip up there, but once I get little kind of trinkets and cards and curiosities, I'll start pinning them up there and it'll hopefully come to life a little bit over time. I also have these foam sound insulation pads. Quite often when I record myself in voice or I'm on video calls, I'm in that corner there, and really you get the sound reflecting off the wall. So these do help a little bit with that, but aside from that, they were super cheap. I got 4 of them for like 10 bucks. They're super easy to stick up and don't damage the wall, and I just think they look cool and they kind of fill a space. And last but not least, we'll talk about my peripherals, the things around my desk. I always have a notepad and pen pen to hand on my desk for jotting down notes, ideas, thoughts, comments, concerns. Although I use Notion to use most of my note taking on a day-to-day basis, I just think that tactile element of having a pen and paper handy is super useful, just for quickly getting down ideas. If you need to draw something, it's always there. So I always have a notepad and pen within arm's reach. I have my 2 coasters on my desk, which I was sent by my mum for Christmas. My 2 favourite cities in Scotland, Edinburgh, where I grew up, and Glasgow city centre, where I spent a lot of my young adult life so far. One of these always has water on it, and one of them always has coffee on it, so it really does come in really useful. And for water, I recently picked up one of these Swell open mouth bottles. There's a company back home in the UK called Chili who do similar bottles, and I love this. It was, again, a little bit on the expensive side, but it keeps my water cool all day. It means I'm drinking a lot more water because it's a nice thing to drink out of, and I've started carrying it with me everywhere. In this corner of my desk, I also always have a deck of cards. Again, those of you that are following my channel know that my full-time job is as a professional magician, so having a deck of cards there is just good to fiddle with, to keep my hands busy when I'm watching stuff on my laptop, whether it be YouTube videos or anything. And if I see something cool and I want to try it out, I've always got a deck of cards within reach. And last but not least, the newest addition to my desk is this, my little plant pot full of succulents. I only added this to my desk this week and I absolutely love it. I think it's not only adorable, but it really kind of brings some life to my desk as well, some greenery. And not only that, but I potted the plants myself and I'm super proud of the way it looks. Other than this, I have one honorable mention, which is my Amazon Echo Dot Alexa, which just sits next to my desk. But what's important is that it's within voice range, so I can control my lights with it, and I can also play music through it, which is the main speaker that I use to play music in this room. Now, my desk setup is always evolving. It's changing literally on a weekly basis at the moment because it's so brand new, but I really feel like designing a productive environment to work in is super important, and when you put a bit more thought into these things, they tend to pay dividends further down the line. If you like this video, you'll probably like my other videos on productivity and getting the most out of your everyday. If you like this kind of thing in general, then do consider subscribing to my channel. As always, stay awesome, and I will see you in the next one.